Hello, bronies. It's me. It's Clayton. I got off another shift at work, and it's time for me to review an episode that's about a review. Pretty meta, huh? So yeah, the Salro review. In this episode, Rarity and her friends have to work together in order to help out with the opening of Rarity for You, the boutique that Rarity set up in the episode The Gift of Maud Pie. I believe it was that one. Or was it Made in Manhattan? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. But anyways, as they try to help out for the opening, every single possible thing that could go wrong when it comes to an opening night goes wrong. There are animals inside the actual building. There's a club in the floor above them. They have to hire someone who's clearly not ready for the business. It's a complete mess. So Rarity's friends have to work together to try and make this opening night work, while also trying to keep everyone happy. As if they happen to get mad, the landowner could turn out to raise the rent so high that Rarity won't be able to afford to use that property for her business. Now, in a similar fashion to how the review at the end of the episode went, this episode got off on a rocky start, but it was able to get itself back on track. I say that because the episode has an interesting way to tell its story, as unlike a lot of episodes in the series, it's not very straightforward. As the opening of the episode actually cuts ahead a bit to Rarity reading the actual review, and we constantly cut from the episode to interviews between an interviewer, Pony, and all the members of the main six except for Rarity, who helped out with the boutique. Now, when I said this episode got on a rocky start, that's because I thought that the first 15 minutes or so were not exactly amazing. They're not bad, but they just reminded me of the somewhat boring dialogue that occurred through the majority of Made in Manhattan and Canterlot Boutique that we've seen in tons of generic stories for cartoons. Not only that, but there's a new character that's introduced, Plaid Stripes, who I hope is just a one-time character, because she is freaking annoying. Now, she's basically the daughter of the landlord that Rarity has to hire, or else the landlord will raise the rent so much that she can't afford the space for her boutique. It's an okay setup for a story, but the voice actress who plays her has such an annoying voice that either half the time I couldn't tell what she was saying, and when I could tell what she was saying, I just wanted to plug my ears throughout all of her lines. Because, look, I get it that she's supposed to be, this role called for someone who has a lot of screaming and yelling and high-pitched squealing, but that doesn't change the fact that it's ear poison. And the whole time I was thinking, I'd rather get scratched to death by a bunch of raccoons. Freaking Celestia! Look, that's just how I felt about it. If you liked her character, good on you. It's just, man, was she irritating. But how's the rest of the episode? The rest of the episode was handled fairly well. There were some good callbacks to previous episodes in the series. There's even one really amazing reference that I won't spoil here involving Pinkie Pie to an episode from Season 3. The humor that involved the main characters trying to get the boutique set up in general was pretty funny. I mean, in the same fashion that the humor from Canterlot Boutique happened to work. And the animation itself, especially when it came to the boutique, when it was finally finished, I'll admit, that impressed me quite a bit. I just wish more of the episode was had the same quality that it had in the last 5 minutes. That was a similar problem that I had with Canterlot Boutique, where I felt the first 17 minutes weren't exactly amazing. In fact, they were somewhat generic. And it was really the last 5 minutes that saved the episode overall for me. So, it's like Frost Nixon or Jurassic World. The majority of the episode isn't that great, but the last 5 minutes are just so good that it totally makes up for it. I mean, there are some funny moments too, though. Like, for some reason, Twilight ends up being able to come up with a dance remix for Sweeping the Floor. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Next time when I have to sweep the floor in my job, I ought to come up with a dance remix for sweeping the floor, or using Windex on the windows, or cleaning the toilets. Yeah, it'd probably annoy the living you-know-what out of everyone else, but hey, it could work. So, throughout a lot of my complaints in the earlier part of the review, you'd probably think I hate this episode. Well, I don't. I actually do like it. It's got a lot of great humor, the animation's pretty darn good. We even get to see the returns of a few characters, such as we get a return from the Valley Girl ponies that we saw at Putting Your Hoof Down. I'll admit, that got a laugh out of me. We got a return appearance from DJ Pone 3, again unvoiced, but still obviously pretty funny. And we even get a short but sweet appearance from Coco Pamel, who we haven't seen since Made in Manhattan. So yeah, it's like the reviewer said. It got off on a rocky start, but the episode had enough fun cameo appearances, enough funny dialogue, and enough of a good ending to make it so that it's an episode that's not bad, but it's certainly just in the good category. Though I will say the episode's certainly better than Newbie Dash. Speaking of which, Rainbow Dash impersonates one of the ponies yet again. I mean, is Ashley Ball just really into voicing the other characters, or, doing a mocking voice as Dash? If so, I've got to ask her that next time I go to a convention. Anyways, the Saddle Row review got off on a rocky start, but it was able to get itself back on track towards the end. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Hopefully Rarity for you had a better star review at the end. See you next time.